The entire market is buying NVIDIA chips as the brain of AI. But a brain without a body is useless. And while investors are piling money into chips and data centers, the market that connects AI with the real world is growing at 48% per year. It's called digital twins, and these are not just 3D models anymore, but living simulations of factories, planes, cities, and even human organs. And while this technology lets companies optimize their construction, production, or even their whole business model, companies like Autodesk or Dassault Systems have been sold off with the broader software market. So instead of chasing the brain of AI, we are diving into the digital twin market and break down the 3 companies that dominate it: Autodesk, Dassault Systems, and PTC. So software stocks have a hard time right now and were sold off across the board. This has also hit our 3 companies, which are all down over the last month, with Dassault even crashing by 26%. But even over the last 5 years, the performance of them was very underwhelming, with even a negative performance for Dassault and Autodesk. PTC is the only company that at least has a small positive performance, but even they have underperformed the market. One reason for the bad performance was that the high valuations that Autodesk, PTC, and also Dassault had 5 years ago have come down significantly now. Dassault is even sitting at the lowest valuation of the last 15 years. And this low valuation presents a great opportunity, because the market is still growing quickly. Markets expects a CAGR of 84% over the next 5 years. This may sound pretty high, but they are not alone with this expectation. Fortune Business Insights also thinks that this market will grow very quickly by 35.4% over the next 10 years. This is already 3 times quicker than the general simulation market. But while all of these 3 companies were priced very high and basically for perfection 5 years ago, the drop of these valuations was not without reasons. For once, Autodesk and even more so Dassault have struggled with macroeconomic headwinds in their end markets. For Autodesk, this was the construction market, where they are basically the global standard. For Dassault, this was the automotive and the life science market. And both Dassault and PTC have struggled with their transition from their former licensing business model to a SaaS business model that is going slower as expected. And for PTC, the sale of the IoT business that was one of the major growth drivers comes on top of this. And full disclosure, I am already invested in Dassault, so I am absolutely biased here. But that does not mean that I think that Dassault is the best company overall. On the contrary, I actually think that each of these companies has their place and is best for different kinds of investors. And one reason I started this analysis in the first place is because Dassault has some problems currently. And I wanted to find out if Dassault is still the best fit for my portfolio. So let's compare the specific risks and growth drivers for each of them. And let's start by comparing the MOAT. This is a slide from Autodesk, and it shows the markets they are active in and the path of potential disruption, which I find shows the MOAT perfectly. Autodesk already has a large user base and is the de facto standard for construction and architecture. But this market is pretty fractured with many smaller niche tools. And architects and construction firms can switch software even though it's not easy. One step up from this is PTC with their products and application lifecycle management products. This has quite high switching costs because once it manages your factory data, changing it would mean shutting down the production. Dassault even goes one step further. They are the only ones that provide biosimulations, so in this case, there is no way around them. And even when designing complex projects like airplanes, for example, this takes decades. And during this time, you just don't switch your software. This also makes them more vulnerable to cheaper alternatives, but for high-end digital twins, there is no way around them. So while Autodesk definitely has a moat, the moats of PTC and Dassault are even wider. Still, one concern for all of them is the disruption by AI. Not only for their products, but also for the SaaS business model. And speaking about AI, all 3 are already heavily integrating AI into their products, and Autodesk and Dassault are also moving to a usage-based business model to limit the possible disruption of the seat-based pricing model. Autodesk still has the highest seat-based revenue with 97%, but they are moving quickly to a flex approach with usage-based tokens that you can buy. For Dassault, the seat-based part makes up 82% of the revenue, but the remaining 18% are not only usage-based, but also still include some revenue from licensing. But same as Autodesk, they are also moving to a hybrid model where you can buy extra credits for heavy simulations like cloud rendering. PTC, on the other hand, also has 95% recurring revenue from their subscription-based model, but they are not yet moving to a usage-based model. And as I said, all of them are also integrating AIs and agents into their workflows and are also providing third-party APIs. These AI tools can already answer questions about the projects, write code to generate scripts, or even automate whole workflows. But especially for Autodesk, there is also the risk that their products will be disrupted by AI, because AI is already able to do simple design tasks. This will not happen in the next 2 or 3 years, but it is still something that long-term investors should have in mind. Another risk for them is the saturation in the architecture market. Because Autodesk is the gold standard in the industry, so everyone is using it already. And with this, it becomes harder to find new customers. For PTC, one key risk is also the AI disruption, but in this case, not in their product, but more in their business model, because they are the only ones with an exclusive seat-based model without any move to usage-based yet. But a slowdown in the manufacturing industry would also hit them quite hard. Dassault, on the other hand, is still struggling with their business model switch to SaaS. Because in contrast to Adobe, that just forced everyone to switch to their Creative Cloud overnight, the customers from Dassault are pretty large, so it is much harder to force them to switch if they don't want to. Another big risk for them is the execution of the pivot to life science with their Medidata segment. Because even though the long-term potential here is huge, this market is pretty weak right now and their revenue has even been declining lately. But on the other hand, we have the growth drivers. And the biggest growth driver for Autodesk is the digitalization of the construction industry that is still one of the least digitized at the moment. So in contrast to architecture, there is still quite some potential here. And the huge spending on infrastructure like the US infrastructure bill could also be a big growth driver for them. PTC, on the other hand, is in a prime position to benefit from the trend that hardware is increasingly driven by software. And with the acquisition of the lifecycle management software Codebeamer, they are in a great position to benefit from this. Their embedded AI agents are also already pretty sophisticated and help their customers to save real money. Dassault is also active in the lifecycle management segment, but they are focusing more on the physics side of things and how this is impacted by the code, while PTC focuses on the software part itself. And the same for AI. While PTC focuses on saving time and money on the factory floor, Dassault uses AI to simulate clinical trials, for example, or to invent new things based on older models. And this biosimulation segment, where Dassault is currently the only player, is also the biggest chance for them. Even though exactly this market is one of their weaknesses right now, it is predicted to be the fastest growing one with a CAGR of well over 50%. Some market research agencies even think that it will grow close to 70% per year, which is pretty insane. So it really comes down to the next couple of years and how Dassault executes their transition. A more immediate growth driver is the government and defense spending in Europe. As one of the few European big techs and software companies, Dassault can directly benefit from the rising tensions between the US and Europe. So, now that we understand the overall market and the differences between our companies, let's also have a concrete look at their financials and compare them with my stock scoring system to see who comes out on top. And if you like the video so far, it would mean the world to me if you hit the like button and subscribe to the channel to not miss out on my next analysis. As a small channel that is trying to give an objective and data-driven view, every single like and subscribe helps a lot to show the YouTube algorithm that this is a video worth watching. So, thank you very much. So, growth-wise, Autodesk looks pretty good. Only their free cash flow did stagnate a bit in the last 5 years, but the remaining metrics all look very nice. For Dassault, the picture is similar. They also had a very nice and steady growth across the board, although it was not as high as the one of Autodesk. And we see the same stagnation of the free cash flow as with Autodesk down here. PTC could also grow pretty nicely, and especially the EPS and free cash flow did grow insanely quickly. This was because, in contrast to Dassault, the transition of the business model to the subscription-based one did already start to pay off, while they could keep their own costs quite stable. So this is basically the effect of a textbook software scale story. But this insane growth can unfortunately not continue like this. In my scoring system, this leaves Autodesk with a growth score of 7.6 for 5 years and 7.7 for 10 years. I will not go too deep into the details here, because if I do this for 3 companies, then the video will get pretty long. But if you want to have a more detailed look, you can just pause the video and go through all the metrics if you want. Dassault gets a growth score of 5.8 for both timeframes and PTC a 7.4. And we also see here that PTC is expected to grow quite a bit slower in the next couple of years than it did in the last ones, which is another reason for the drop in valuation. When it comes to the balance sheets, all of our companies are fortresses. They all have very reasonable net debt to EBITDA ratio, with Dassault's even being negative. So they have more cash on their hands than debt in their books. All companies are also buying back shares, but while Autodesk has been doing this for years already, Dassault and especially PTC have just started doing this. And while PTC aggressively buys back shares, Dassault does this more strategically. They used the recent drop of their stock price, for example, to heavily buy back shares at a discount. In fact, in just 2 days after the crash, they bought back 3.5 million shares. All 3 companies can also show pretty impressive margins. Especially the free cash flow margin, that is in all cases well above 20%, is quite good. Autodesk has the highest gross margin and by far the highest ROIC, but PTC has the highest EBITDA and free cash flow margin. And PTC could also grow their margins the quickest lately. These high margins combined with the quick growth also make PTC the only company that exceeds the rule of 40, although our other 2 companies are not very far behind. And as I just showed you, their growth will also be significantly lower in the next few years, so this might also change for PTC. So in my scoring, this gives Autodesk as well as PTC the same health and profitability score of 8.6 for 5 and 8.7 for 10 years. But Dassault is not far behind with 8.4 and 8.1. So all companies get pretty high scores here. But Dassault is also the only company that pays a dividend, and they can also grow this pretty nicely while still having a low cash flow payout ratio. So they also get a good score here, while Autodesk and PTC fall behind. The quality of all our companies is pretty high overall. The biggest difference is that I think that Autodesk has a slightly lower MOAT than our other 2s, as explained before. But they still get a pretty good score of 7.9 for 5 and 7.8 for 10 years. PTC is a bit below that with 7.6 and 7.7, mostly because I gave them a lower manager score because of the so far lacking share buybacks and dividends. But Dassault wins the crown here with a wide moat and a good manager quality. Now, the recent drop has also left the momentum of all these companies in the gutter. Still, PTC's momentum is slightly less worse, which also helps them to have the best score with 3.4 and 4.2. Dassault is almost on the same level with 3.2 and 4.1, but Autodesk falls a bit behind here with by far the highest valuation. So they only get a score of 1.5 and 1.6 here. All in all, Dassault still comes out on top with a slightly higher score than PTC. Autodesk comes in last here. What I find pretty noticeable is that Dassault also has the largest gap between the 5 and 10 year score, which seems to show again that despite the current struggles, the recent dip might be a good opportunity for long-term investors. But I also have to say that the deciding factor is the dividend score. So if PTC and Autodesk would pay a dividend, this would probably look different. All in all, I think that the current weakness could be a great opportunity, especially for long-term investors, to buy PTC and Dassault. because of the lower moat, higher valuation, and highest potential of disruption by AI, I am actually not a big fan of Autodesk, especially in the long run. But in the short run, I actually think that Dassault will probably have the hardest time because of the struggling end markets they are active in. But that is also reflected in their valuation that is also the lowest of these three. And as soon as these end markets recover, Dassault will recover with them. And while I do like PTC a lot after I had a closer look at them, without a dividend, they just don't fit my dividend growth portfolio as well as Dassault does. So I will keep my eyes on Dassault and increase my still pretty small position in them as soon as the stock bottoms out, even if that means that I will not catch the absolute bottom in them. The currently low valuation combined with the potential, especially in the life science sector, are just too juicy to pass on. So what do you think about the sector and the three companies? I would be really interested to read your thoughts down in the comments. And guys, if you would like to understand the reasons behind the software crash better and why the SaaS business model is in serious danger of being disrupted by AI, I have a video right here where I explain all the details. And of course, this is no financial advice. So please, before investing, do your own research and only use this video as a starting point for your own analysis. That being said, thank you so much for watching, guys, and see you in the next video.